Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now, told him on the lay. I've been moving, dog, yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk, don't care what they say. I don't got no patience, I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it, running up all these digits. And I've been in the gym, I've been up doing minutes. I just put in that work, told them it's strictly business. And I see through the face, they all just burning bridges. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, they don't want it, dog, like I want it, dog. Yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off. I've been going down the list, checking numbers off. I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off. I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing. Now they sending deals, they know I ain't signing. They been trying to sell it, they know I ain't buying. When they send a text, dog, I ain't replying. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them two bells ready. Space shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test, now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close, been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah. Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late. Seen them down bad, now they tryna hate. Same ones try to hit me for the raise. Got a meal, now they coming with a blaze. Check the numbers, fam, I swear I'm getting paid. I'm a Don just like the Perrier. It's one time when I'm looking at a face. On the low like I'm pushing up the bass. Come down and I'll meet him at a gate. Got a check and I bought myself a place. They get some money and they blow it on bait. I don't flex but I'm pushing all the weight. Told them all I swear I got it's what it takes. Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late.
should've got above at the night. All I wanna do is love, I don't wanna fight. Why you coming at me telling me to get in line? I can see the pride coming up out your eyes, I'm not surprised. How can I do this? You sound like Judas, confide in the jeweler. I see mountain trying to move her, you live for the moolah. That's kinda cool, I'm frying the noodles. You pray to Buddha, I bow to Yeshua, I ain't that foolish, no. I've been on the road too long, the Pro Tools broke, but folks who hope they got anxiety but cope with dope. Why you think they listen to NF? Why you think we go to service, never hear the message? Attention span gone, the Instagram one. We give the bread off for likes to get on. We build a kingdom, but where was God's son? I don't need no spot at your table, I'm here to see his will done.
Holla, 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 don't forget about the game, yeah. If it ain't about progression, better get it out my face. You're shook by your aggression, but we running our own race. You can't stop the blessing, film, just get up out our way. We don't need no spot at your table. My team versus your team, you can't be my stable. We don't need no spot at your table. My team versus your team, you can't be my stable.
I used to call people and they never call me back. Now they hit my phone like the minute they hear me rap. Oh no, I ain't with the nonsense. I'm a pilot, you a punches. Y'all are not my friends. Yeah, I'ma run this race at my own pace. At my table, always say grace. Holy Father up in heaven, yeah, that's how we pray. You need faith to please God. Reach out, reroute your way of thinking. What if I told you that you were dated like Pinkett? If I drove a Lincoln, would you think so different of me? Hope a Bentley and identity would never coincide. I think the enemy would try to catch with something flashy running by. Yeah, they want a piece of the pie, but I'm not willing to divide unless I give it the tithe. Y'all be acting so divine, more like hypocritically. If Jesus came up to your table, would you give him a seat? You act so famous. When all of that glory belong to Jesus, our Savior. Don't speak, just save it. I'll break bread for ages, cause my table consists of J. Crumb and Fameless.
Holla, 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 don't forget about the game, yeah. If it ain't about progression, better get it out my face. You're shook by your aggression, but we running our own race. You can't stop the blessing, film, just get up out our way. We don't need no spot at your table. My team versus your team, you can't be my stable.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. And before we get started here, guys, I do just want to announce that we have a brand new chair in the studio. We wound up getting that McLaren chair, guys. Check this thing out. I mean, guys, this thing is extra comfortable. Shout out to Golden when Golden gets in here. If he comes tonight, he's going to be pumped to see that new chair. But what is going on, Mafia? Bitcoin is getting a little bit of a move to the upside. What are we to expect next? As you guys know, Mrs. Candles just came in the studio, and she's like, you got a new chair? Yeah, it's a McLaren chair. It's not a drawing. It's stitched into the fabric. Is it? Oh, okay. Anyway, guys, Bitcoin is getting a move to the upside, guys. As you know, I think it wasn't last night's stream, but the stream before, 67K next was the question. And here we are sitting at $66,943, just tapping that $67,000 level. So I want to talk about what we were looking at to anticipate that move up to this level. That is the range POC of this overall macro range that we have here on Bitcoin, sitting between about $63,300 and $72,000. And I want to talk about not only why we were anticipating that move up, but also I want to talk about how this is the moment of truth for Bitcoin. Somebody dropped it in the chat already saying, Frankie, please tell me pull back for a higher low and a continuation up. We're going to be talking about how this or why this is such a pinnacle level for Bitcoin to flip. And if we can flip it, we could potentially be looking to higher prices, looking up towards that $72,000 value area high, as well as potentially revisiting our current all-time high and maybe, just maybe, some new all-time highs. But as always, guys, we have to also look at the other side of the coin. So I am going to go over the bullish case here and see why I think a continuation may be likely. Again, we'll take a look at this key level of resistance that we're hitting right now and what we need to do to flip this in order to get that bigger move to the upside. We'll go over the higher time frames. And I also want to talk about a fire scalp long setup that we put in the premium Discord. Unfortunately, I got stopped out last night. So I want to talk about that. A little bit painful for me, just missing this little scalp long. In all realness, not really that big of a bother for me. It's a little scalp long, but I want to show that trade setup and talk about why, or kind of the importance, guys, of not really getting too emotional about not only losing money, but also missing moves, because this could create FOMO. And if you start letting that FOMO creep into your brain, you're going to lose money over time. But as you guys know, I am a human being. I am not a perfect trader. So I do make mistakes sometimes, and I think I wound up moving my stop loss up a little bit too soon yesterday or last night before I went to sleep. I should have left it down a little bit, but it's no big deal. But I want to cover that trade. I'm just lucky I was able to get it in the premium Discord for the Mafia because it was at the tippy bottom of that pullback. So we'll talk about how we were looking for that trade as well, and then we'll take a look at the altcoins, and we have our giveaways today, so stick around for that. Tony D, if you could drop that Market Cipher B tutorial in the chat, that'll be the video that you guys have to like and comment on in order to get into those giveaways. So there you go. But before we get into it, guys, smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get gives you guys some extra chances to win some free crypto. And we're going to be giving away not only free crypto today, guys, but if we hit 550 likes, I'll give away some Frankie Candles hats as well. Let's see. Okay, so shout out to Tyler Durden, guys. Show our mod some love in the chat. We love them dearly. I know you guys do too. Show them some love. We got Servando Estrada in the chat. We got Bala. I never know if it's Baya or Bala, but said CandleMafia, let's go. Shout out to you. Thank you for tuning in. As always, Caffeinated Crypto checking in. What is up? Curtis Neal, hope you're doing well, bro. Thank you for tuning in. Always good to see your face. Captain Kirk, I see you. We got K-Bank in the chat. We got Evans. We got Jules. We got and B-Rad Crypto, Crypto Maxi, and last but not least, guys, we got Ramza. What is going on? And Darren Does Things. Shout out to Darren. Thank you for everything you do in the premium Discord. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts and see if we can figure out where this next stop is going to be. 75K? Potentially? We'll check it out. So let's go ahead and jump on in here. So as you guys know, we have been looking at Bitcoin as a whole here, right? Looking for and shout out to the volume profiles, guys. Again, if you are not looking at the volume profiles, I do not know what you're doing. But I kind of want to walk you guys through kind of what we're seeing happen here and kind of what we've been talking about, what we would look for potential moves, and what we wound up actually see happen here. So, number one, can we see the continuation to the upside? Before we jump into the actual TA, obviously you guys know this POC or this purple box was our next key target to the upside. Here we are sitting right at that level. Now, although that is exciting to see that move up to this key level, this is going to be extremely extremely important, as we've been talking about for the past many streams in a row, looking to flip that value area low, which we did wind up flipping perfectly. This is literally right where that long setup was in the Premium Discord. I'm not upset, guys. But anyway, we flip that value area low perfectly. And then at that point, guys, this is extremely, extremely helpful for anyone trying to learn. When you're using the volume profiles, once you flip that value area low and you flip it into support, where is that next likely price target going to be? Well, very simply put, it's going to be that point of control of the range. And, this is, the 497,000th time that we have seen this play out. It's not 100%, but it is a very reliable kind of technique to use. And here we are sitting right up at that POC, as we would expect, as long as we were able to hold that value area low, which obviously we did. But real quick, guys, before we jump into the actual key levels and all that good stuff, I want to zoom out here to the weekly time frame and work our way down, doing our top-down analysis, and kind of talk about why we anticipated this continuation up, and why I was even open to coming up to $67,000. Now, as you guys know, I would say on Monday and all of last week, I was leaning somewhat neutral, right? And this had to do with the fact that we did have the higher hourly time frame money flow coming to the upside here, which is low-key looking pretty saucy right now, guys. This money flow is looking good. This is something we've been watching for a few days now, looking for that crossover into the green, and we are getting the green dot at the same time, which sometimes can be extra saucy. And as we saw this money flow come up, guys, yesterday and I think the day before, I started to kind of feel a little bit more cautiously optimistic or cautiously bullish rather than just in the middle neutral, because of these money flows continuing to come up on top of another very bullish signal, which was simply the weekly trigger wave here, looking to print a green dot on the weekly, right? And this is, we still do have 2 days to kind of unprint this if it's not going to confirm, or I should say we have 2 days left to confirm this. But as we've been looking at this over the past couple of streams, saying, hey, every time we've gotten a nice little, or the last time we got that nice little trigger wave on the weekly, it actually wound up resulting in another big leg to the upside before continuing the trend, right? And this weekly trigger wave did wind up occurring right after that washout of the longs, which is another thing we've been looking at, where in the bull market, typically we get a big leg up, a nice little consolidation range, and then we get a quick little panic wick to wash out the longs, another big leg up, little consolidation, wash out the longs, another leg up, and then this one was obviously assisted by that weekly trigger wave. And then even here, we bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, wash out the longs, next leg up. We even did it here at about $52,000. And then we were looking at this as, hey, consolidation, wash out the longs, potentially another leg up. And I do think, as we talked about yesterday and the day before, I do think this is a possibility, but we do have a lot of interesting stuff to look at before we can just blindly call for higher prices. But things are looking somewhat decent here with that medium hourly or a higher hourly time frame money flow crossing into the green, as well as that weekly green trigger wave happening at the same time. So these are definitely bullish scenarios, guys, or bullish puzzle pieces, and could potentially cause a continuation to the upside. And this is kind of what has made me shift from completely neutral to kind of like cautiously optimistic, right? I kind of like that term because you could be bullish while also being cautious at key levels of resistance in case you get that fake out to the downside. But as you guys know, not as you guys know, but this is pretty bullish, right? This looks good to me for a potential continuation to the upside. And I'm going to be taking a look at some higher targets in case we do wind up seeing who knows what happens this weekend? Obviously, sometimes weekends are a little wonky, but are we going to get a continuation up over the weekend? If we do, I do want to talk about some of those higher targets we can be looking at. But those are the bullish puzzle pieces, guys. I'll talk about the higher targets in just a second. But first off, I do just want to mention that one thing, right? So everything looks pretty good right now. Things are starting to shape up. However, the two major things that I am watching to be very careful here is going to be this 2-day money flow, which is still in the red with the VWAP rolling over to the downside, as well as that 3-day this 3-day money flow also kind of coming out here, right? This naturally, right, or this isn't my opinion, right? Typically when you see the money flow come out like this, it would make you anticipate a downtrend to continue. And right now, we are testing the major level that I would be looking at for a rejection. If we are going to get a bigger pullback here, there is a possibility that it is going to happen at this level. Now, again, if we do get that pullback and the money flow comes into the red on the 3-day, this would be pretty bearish in my opinion. But again, all those bullish signals may be able to push us above, and we're going to talk about that actual key level that I'm looking to get above in order to look for those higher prices to come. Shout out to Bitmain, shout out to Retro Mike. It says Bitmain Ice River, and Gold Shell all announced ASIC miners for ALF today. It's getting the cast treatment right before convention week. Do your own research. Shout out to Retro Mike Tech. I appreciate that super chat, bro. And I also appreciate the fact that you put do your own research at the end. I absolutely love that. So yeah, shout out to ALF. I'll have to look into that. That sounds pretty interesting. But I appreciate that super chat for real, bro. And let's see. They're waiting for people to stick enough longs on before dumping the price. Yeah, Robert, we're going to talk about that in just a second, right? So anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. So that's kind of like the macro analysis. 16 to 12-hour money flow still continuing to the upside. Looks pretty good for a continuation up. However, we still have to keep our eye on this higher time frame money flow, especially as we test this key level, which is the POC of the range and the macro 786 when you pull your fib from the absolute high to the absolute low of this last move down. And if that, this is where we recently, if you guys have been watching the live streams, this is where we went back here and we kind of looked at this kind of top was looking somewhat similar to that if you pull your volume profile. It was bing-bonging around. Money flow started to creep out here just a little bit on the 3-day, and even if you pull up the 2-day, it is a little bit more noticeable here. Money flow definitely trending out, but as that money flow was continuing out, we got a big bounce here, right? And a lot of people probably got really bullish, and then what happened? We wound up just rejecting not only that POC, but also this Fibonacci golden pocket retracement, right? Right now, we're technically approaching the 786, but you guys can see here, this is the likely place for that lower high to come in before the big dump. Now, again, I'm not just calling for a massive dump at all. Like I said, we just looked over a whole bunch of bullish puzzle pieces, but as traders, we want to take a look at both scenarios, the bullish and the bearish, line up those. Guys, maybe this McLaren chair is a little cheaply made. But anyway, we want to get the bullish case, the bearish case, line up those puzzle pieces, and then make a sound decision based off what side has more evidence for it to play out, right? So as we zoom in here, I do just want to talk about this key level of resistance, right? Not only do we have the POC of the range and that 786 Fibonacci retracement just above, but as you guys know, we also had a decent bit of liquidity sitting up there, which is another thing that was kind of making us anticipate that push up. And if you guys watched the live stream last night, you will know if we come on over to the 4-hour, like literally what we were looking for here, as I was mentioning that little scalp long that we gave in the premium Discord here, that's the after it played out, but we did drop that in here, right here, aggressive long entry at that value area low based off this 15-minute bullish divergence, as well as a bunch of order flow confirmations. To be quite honest, the trading view confirmations really weren't there for me, or all the confirmations I like to see. We actually had money flow coming out on the 15-minute, but we had a bunch of other things that were kind of lining up for a bigger move to the upside based off of the order flow, as well as some of the higher time frames on Market Cypher. And like I said, sniped the bottom of that trade, and then last night I figured, you know what, let me just move my stop loss to my entry just for a risk-free trade. I thought I was safe, and it literally stopped me out by like a literal penny, and then just absolutely ripped up, smashing the final TP. But like I said, you know, I would much rather get the information in here for the premium you know, rather than, you know, I care much less about getting stopped out of my trade than being able to get it in here for the premium Discord. But yesterday on the live stream, we actually talked about that entry that I was in right from down here. And what we were looking for was a potential push up to that POC to complete something like this, with that bearish divergence potentially looking to print on the 4-hour time frame. And this was part of why I was looking for a move to the upside. We knew that we likely had some you know, unfinished business over here, right, or liquidity sitting above here that price may want to go take, as well as the fact that if we were going to see this bearish divergence set up, we were going to have a break of that high in order to put the higher high in for the bearish divergence into that key level of resistance. And we are literally seeing that play out right now, where we got the move above the high, put in the higher high into our key level for a potential bearish divergence to print. Now, this is not printing just yet, right? So it's not like we have a 4-hour bearish divergence yet. We have to see kind of if we can come up to the 786. However, if this VWAP decides to scoot to the downside very quickly, we could print that red dot confirming the bearish divergence, right? But this is hopefully anybody that was in the live stream last night, if you're learning how to trade, that's a real good insight into how I predict these moves to come in. And not only were we able to, well, not only was the Mafia able to capitalize on that long setup from down here because I got stopped out, but, you know, not only were we able to capitalize on that move to the upside, but we were also able to use kind of this potential front run of Market Cypher B and what it will look like to give us that move to the upside, but also potentially set us up for a bearish signal at this POC 786. Now, this was a very strong move up, right? So I am not just shorting because we're hitting this level. As you guys know, I'm a level-to-level trader, and I like to wait till we come up into these levels and then analyze what the price action's doing. Is there a legitimate trade setup to be had? And if there is no setup, there is no reason to take the short here, and we could simply wait for a flip of the 786 and a potential continuation up to higher prices, which I know a lot more people are probably hoping for. But I just want to, give a word of caution here. Gonna have to be watching very, very closely here. We do have a lot of liquidity that was sitting up here. Let me pull that up. And we know that price is attracted to this liquidity. We looked at this on the live stream as well, and we knew we had that liquidity sitting above this high, which is part of another reason why we were looking for that continuation up to break the high. And it's many, many things, right? We have the liquidity above. If we got the move up into the POC, it would set up perfectly for that bear div on the 4 hour. And then on top of that, guys, we just had the simple theory of the volume profile here, where what are we looking for on a volume profile, right? We talked about this in the beginning of the stream. You look for a breakup and then a pullback into the value area low, and or you don't even really need the pullback into the value area low, but as long as you're able to hold that value area low as support, the next likely place for price to go is that POC. And I want you guys to notice how cleanly we are just sitting at this point of control. This is because there's a lot of volume up here, right? Price is attracted not only to the POC where a lot of volume is traded, but also we know that we have that liquidity sitting up there as well. So, and then on top of the 4 hour bear div, on top of the that we were trying to front run, which needed that higher high, as well as the money flow on the medium hourly time frames and the weekly green dot, many reasons to at least look for a move up there. And now it's like this is the moment of truth. If we're going to get a big rejection, it's likely to happen from this zone. But if we don't get a setup in here to go look for the short or get a strong rejection down from this level, guys, things could potentially, in my opinion, if we could smash through this level, we could very easily get a move up to this value area high at about $71,333. And to be honest with you, the medium hourly time frames or the higher hourly money flow would definitely be calling for that, right? And the only thing that is kind of putting kind of a damper on that or raining on that parade is the 2 and 3 day money flow, right? But again, in a bull market, fake outs on this higher time frame money flow is likely. This is where we go back into the past and we look at that money flow in similar kind of situations like back here in May of 2020 where, money flow starts to come out, especially on the 3 day. It really kind of faked you out. It came out, looked pretty bearish, but we're in a bull market and it just comes back up into a bigger green wave. So this is, in my opinion, somewhat likely to happen, especially when that medium or higher hourly time frame money flow looks as good as it does. So again, this is kind of what brought me to a neutral stance at first, but as we see this money flow come up, like I said, still cautiously optimistic here for higher prices. Like I'm not, completely negating the shorts up here just because of this, but definitely still cautiously optimistic. If we can crack above this level, we could definitely look higher up to 71.3. We'll have to see what happens over the weekend. Like Robert was saying, are they just looking to trap those longs before winding up absolutely nuking it back down? Now, I will say, if we do get a pullback, guys, there is plenty of room here to put in higher lows and continue to the upside, right? So if we do get a rejection here, although if that money flow in the higher daily time frames continues out, it could be pretty gross. We do have opportunities to put in higher lows here. So really, the kind of barriers to higher prices are starting to dwindle as those higher hourly time frames start to shape up with money flow coming up. These are like really the only 2 time frames with money flow that don't look that great. But with the 2-day VWAP coming down, I think we will have a resolution to that kind of question once that red dot prints on the 2 hour. If it's not, if this is a strong red dot, very likely the money flow will come back down. That would be very bearish in my opinion. But if it kind of just gives us a VWAP flip where it comes down and crosses right back up into the green, something like this, right? Which you could argue we're in kind of a similar situation. Money flow was coming out here on the 2-day, and then we got the red dot on the 2-day, but you got an instant green dot right after the red dot, and money flow just came back up, and we came back to the upside. So kind of a similar situation. We also have the daily VWAP coming down as well. If we get a red dot here, that could cause a pullback. But this is the moment of truth right here, guys. We really, really, really do not want a strong rejection from that level because it could flip bearish very, very quickly. But in turn, if we flip above it, it could get bullish very quickly. So I do want to talk about some higher prices, right? So target number one, if we break above this POC, right, very, very clearly will be this $68,000 786, right? We already hit the $67,000 target that we were looking at the other day, which again was the POC of the range. Next above this would be about 68K sitting at the 786. And then once we break that, that would invalidate the lower high scenario, in my opinion. Because when you're looking at price, guys, if you're looking at a downtrend, right, you have a top, right, and then you get a nice little downtrend. You pull your fib, right, from the high. I almost tried to magnetize to this, from the high to the low. And if the downtrend is going to continue, which is oftentimes indicated by money flow, right, like if this money flow is crossing into the red, naturally you want to look for a continuation of the downtrend. And if you do get that retracement, oftentimes that lower high will come in right in that golden pocket 786, and this is where you would look for a short on that lower high, right, to look for price to break structure to the downside, which is exactly what happened recently when we were looking for this short right here, right? We got a big drop to the downside, another pump up, but we were looking for a lower high, and then we rejected breaking structure to the downside, once again continuing the downtrend. So you got to keep that in mind. Definitely a possibility, but that makes that 786 absolutely key. If we break that 786, in my opinion, I think the value area high is just very, very commonly or very simply very, very likely to get hit, right? As just the laws of the volume profile kind of just play out, right? You move up, flip that value area low to support very, very nicely, get above that POC 786. The next likely stop is definitely going to be that value area high at 71.4. But let's step it up a notch and talk about some potentially higher prices if we can continue to break out. So for that, I'm actually going to bring up this other chart here, and I've actually shared this in a pre-recorded video. In a pre-recorded video, we talked about those higher targets that I would be looking at. Now, another thing to kind of add to the confluence of that, of this kind of POC, this is a little different because it's on the Bitstamp exchange, right? So the POC is not up there, but this is not the range that I'm looking at. The one I'm looking at is on Bybit. But not only do we have that POC up there on Bybit, but we also have this spider line sitting just hilariously in that perfect area of resistance. This spider line is coming in at 67.5, which was literally the key level of resistance that we were looking at for price to hit up here, right? So that spider line is coming right through here. So this will be another kind of key level to look at. And if you guys are looking on, wondering how to draw these spider lines, maybe one of the mods can go ahead and drop one of those spider line tutorials in the chat, and you guys can learn how to draw these spider lines. But this will be another key level to be looking at, because if we can get above that and flip it to support, again, this range is slightly different just because it's on a different exchange. But, the value area high on the Bybit chart is sitting at about 71.3, right? So if you get above that spider line, you would likely also be above the 786 and above the POC, and that next target would be the value area high sitting right here. And then the all-time high is obviously sitting at about, 73, 794 on Bitstamp. I think on Bybit it's a bit higher. Thank you for that, Frankie Candles, dropping that Spider Lines video in the chat. I appreciate you. I think that's suspiciously maybe Tony D. But if we do wind up breaking above that value area high, we get above the spider line, we get above all this resistance, guys, and we do see a continuation up. Here we are revisiting the higher targets that we've been looking at for quite some time. And that target number one is going to be, I would call it between about $80,000 and $81,000 to be the next major target. Now, could we potentially see, some other local levels of resistance tapped? I do think so, right? We do have some other local levels in here. $78,000 might be something to look at. But yeah, this $81,000 target is kind of the next big zone or next big area to look at. You can even draw this out as a zone of resistance, right? So between about 78 and 81,000 or 81.6 could be that next major stop off for Bitcoin if we can break out here and get another move up. Now, above that, if we continue up, 85K may be on the table. And actually, let me go ahead and zoom out here just a little bit. Now, again, I'm not just calling for 85K. This is all if this, then that statements. We don't know if we're going to get that big rejection, right? But, $81,000, I don't want to go too high up here because, I don't think $90,000 is going to come in tomorrow. But if we do push up, guys, 78 to $81,000 may be that next zone to look at. And then beyond that, you know, we're getting closer to the high 80s, 90s, right? So I'm not going to talk about those targets too much, but if we do continue up, I do think that, you know, this range would be the next major target to look at. Again, assuming we can crack those all-time highs, right? Maybe we wiggle around, but that would maybe be that next kind of target that I'd be looking at in the high 70s to low 80s. So there you go. There's that bullish kind of scenario. But again, here we are at that key level of resistance. This is 100% the moment of truth for Bitcoin. And again, this 2-day, 3-day money flow, we want this to fake out so bad. I don't like that VWAP is coming over to the downside, though. So it's just a waiting game here. I really wish I was able to catch that scalp long from the value area low, but I'm not really worried. I am still holding my long down here from about $40,000, so it's not all a loss here. Let me see if I can actually pull that up for you guys so you can take a look at that actual trade. I talk about it a lot. I don't show it a lot. I think it's up about $9-ish grand right now. Let me check it. Yeah, about almost $9,000 even. There you go. Can you guys see that, or am I covering it? Pull up OBS real quick. Can you guys? Oh, you can't see. Oh, actually, yeah, you can see it up here. You just can't see the. There you go. Right, and then where's that entry? 39,989. So not a complete loss here. I am still holding some longs on other accounts from lower. But so that scalp's not really a big deal for me. But it does hurt. It's like when I don't mind getting stopped out, especially at break even. I don't mind getting stopped out of like little scalp positions, but this one just hurt a little more just because it just played out so nicely. To be honest, I wasn't even looking at this when I was looking at this setup. Like I said, there was not a lot of trading view confirmations, but there was a lot of order flow confirmations. So I wasn't even really like super confident on it. But yeah, it's like, and what hurt so bad here, guys, was that like I got stopped out at like almost to the penny. And I think this was what stopped me out, because I almost got in right at the bottom. I must have got in like right there, and it literally tapped me out to the penny. Kind of frustrating, just because I like to show these trades live, honestly. Like, I don't care for my trading. It doesn't bother me at all, right? There's always going to be another move. I'm going to make money on a million other moves, and I already am making money on other longs. It really just hurts me for the content side of things. Like, I like to show those trades live as we pump, but shout out to the Mafia. They were able to get that information. Let's see. Shout out to Tim Candle's fan. Shout out to you, bro. He says, have you ever considered doing copy trading on an exchange? Just curious. Shout out to Tim Candle's fan. I assume you mean, have I ever thought about like being a trader that people copy? Not really, only because it really goes against what I teach, right? Like basically what we do, this is why I don't do a signals group in the Discord. I do, basically I give like premium setups, right? This is as close to a signal as we get in the Discord, and I very rarely will do this. Oftentimes what the setups look like, is something, I'll just pull up like some older stuff here. Let me see here. I don't want to share anything exclusive. It wouldn't be fair for the Mafia, right? So this is actually a long setup that we didn't get. I don't think we got this one to set up. But it's more what I like to do is kind of show the chart and what I am expecting price to do and where I'm looking for the long with what confirmations. That way, everybody can have their key levels set and then wait for price to get into that setup, and then they can look for the trade rather than me just saying long now, short now, right? And we were talking about this earlier in the premium Discord or the premium live stream. If I were, and I talk about this a lot on this stream too, if I had a 100% hit rate guaranteed magically for somehow on every single one of my trades, and I gave signals, 99% of the people taking those guaranteed winning trades would still lose money because the emotional management and just the risk management and knowing when to take profit, like this is the hard part of trading. It's not as much the signals or the setups. Obviously, those have to be good as well. But like I could give 100% hits every single time, and most people will still lose money because they don't know how to manage the trade when it starts to go against them. I guess if you knew for a fact it was guaranteed, it would be easier. But like even if I had a 99% hit rate, people are still going to get scared when price pulls back and they go back into the red when they were already in the green. And a lot of people will panic close those positions, or if it goes south, they won't set a stop loss and they get wrecked, right? So this is why I don't do signals. If signals worked, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. I would just find the best trader. I would set up a bot to copy their trades, and I would just print money automatically, right? And I wouldn't have to actually do the physical TA. But copy trading is something I thought about maybe doing in a video series where we kind of like test out copy trading, and I just like put a bunch of money in and see if I get wrecked from getting from copy trading. But yeah, probably not something I'm really interested in doing, just because it goes against. It doesn't really teach anything. It's very risky, and it's just, I don't know. It's just not my thing. But maybe testing the copy trading before to see if we actually make money. And I can almost guarantee you, probably every single time you will lose money. Even if it's win, 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 you'll eventually get losses that will lose money. Because again, guys, if that was not that you can't make money doing that. I think you could set your own risk management, which is kind of nice. So not that you can't make money doing that, but just think about that, right? Like it's if it was that easy, no one would actually be doing the work. We'd all just have bots printing money. And if you know anything about trading bots, profitable trading bots are almost non-existent. It's very hard to find. But anyway, yeah, shout out to Pennywise says Blowfin offers copy trading. Yeah, they have copy trading. Femex also has copy trading. If you guys want to sign up for any of those exchanges, you're looking for a place to trade. If you're in the U.S., Blowfin is the place to be. And I don't know if we have any spots left for our bonus funds or bonus deposits. But if we do, if you guys use our link, you may be able to get some free deposit bonuses. But yeah, Femex is, let's see. Shout out to No Assumptions. Great question, bro. He said, Frankie, how are you so patient and how do you not FOMO is the question. And this is a very, very good question, and I have the perfect answer for you. And the answer, No Assumptions, is I have gotten wrecked in the beginning of my trading career more than probably anybody in this live stream. And I had FOMO like crazy. Right? I had more FOMO than anybody. I had FOMO into the trade. Oh, it's going up. FOMO in. And I'd lose money. And then I would FOMO into another trade. I would lose money. And then I would FOMO into another trade. I'd make money. And I'd be like, oh my God, I'm a genius. And I would FOMO in again. And over time, I blew up account after account after account after account. The reason I am so patient is because I've been doing this, right? And I've wrecked myself so many times. And to be quite honest with you, it's not like I messed up and then learned my lesson. It's like I messed up, didn't learn the lesson, messed up, didn't learn the lesson, messed up, didn't learn the lesson, thought the exchanges were scamming me, which is not the case. I thought maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I'm bad at TA. And it's a long process of pain. And at some point, I do think that I had to go through it a little bit more than most people because I'm a little thick-headed when it comes to that stuff. I got to touch the hot stove. But after you get wrecked enough, eventually you realize it's like, okay, so this isn't working. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. I can't just crank 100x leverage and make $1 million like the influencers tell you. I can't just, use this easy moving average strategy and make $1 million. Now, you can make money trading moving averages, but it's not going to make you rich overnight. And I fell for all this stuff in the beginning. But it's after losing so much and feeling so much pain that at some point you have to look yourself in the mirror and be like, this is you versus you. And that is why it's a struggle. And it's you trying to control your emotions and failing to do so that is eating up your account. Like last night, this is what I wanted to talk about. Let me pull up my camera here because I want to look at the Mafia when I say this. Last night, when I set my stop loss, I was laying in bed. And to be honest, I was hoping that we would get a little bit more of a push up before I went to bed. But we didn't, right? And my trade was just a little bit in profit. And I said to myself, I've got more often than not, back in the day, I would just go to sleep with the trade open. And if I woke up in the red, I would just hold it and go, it'll go back up. It'll go back up. I didn't want to lose the trade, right? So I would leave it open. I would wake up to wrecked trade after blown up account and blown up account. So last night, I went to bed and I set my stop loss to break even. I think I said guaranteed winning trade before. Not the case, right? I was at break even, not in profit, right? So it was just a risk-free trade. But I had not taken profits yet. So with that being said, I set my stop loss to break even, and I went to bed with peace of mind knowing at least I won't get wrecked, right? And the reason I do that is because a million times I didn't do it, and I lost so much money doing that I now feel okay that when I woke up this morning and Bitcoin was ripping, and I looked at my trade, and it was closed because I got stopped out by a penny, it's a little frustrating, but I do not FOMO because I've gotten wrecked so many times. And that's the thing, experience. You have to feel that pain in order to grow as a trader. And until you face your demons, trading is one of the hardest things to do. And the reason is because all of your demons on the inside will come out, right? Your fight, it's you versus you, which is the hardest thing to go against. And I'm not gonna lie, like I feel those emotions. When I woke up today, I was angry. I was like, oh man, why? And like I said, I kind of have I felt good because the Mafia was able to get that information and hopefully they didn't get stopped out overnight and they were able to capitalize on the trade, which at this point in my career does take precedence, right? Like I'm going to be less mad about getting stopped out at break even than I would be if I put a bad trade in, which obviously happens sometimes. We don't win all of our trades. Obviously we win more than we lose. But it takes a long time to get there. Right? Often, and I want people to realize that there were so many times that I would get wrecked, but it took me a million times to feel that pain before I finally made a change. And you realize, like, this is me versus me. And I do feel those emotions. I woke up and I felt those emotions today, but I don't let them affect my trading. Now, you might say, well, Frankie, if you FOMO'd in, wouldn't you be up a little bit? Sure, I would, right? If I FOMO'd in here, right, sure, I'd be up a little bit, but that's not going to make me profitable over time. Because if I do this every time I get into a trade and I get stopped out and I want to FOMO in or something like that, if I do that over time, more often than not, I'm going to lose money, and my account overall will get eaten up until there is no money in it. And this is a long, long learning process, so please learn from me. Don't get wrecked yourself. Learn from all my years of mistakes and let me protect you. And yeah, so don't let my mistakes go to waste. They were very painful. So there you go. Hopefully that answers your question. Shout out to Captain Kirk dropping the hashtag values. And shout out to Cryptic Sniper, said the most honest man on YouTube. Thank you so much for all your top quality education. Shout out to Cryptic Sniper. Absolutely. I pride myself. Like, I'm not going to like FOMO in last minute on the trade and be like, look guys, I caught the long. But what I can do is, like I said, I pride myself on being an honest content creator because I want you guys to actually make money. I don't just want to come up here and say Bitcoin's going to 100K because it's going to get views. You got to play the content game to a certain degree, but I do like honesty. That's why I like going into the Discord and physically showing you guys like the setup that I put in, right? It's not like I'm making this stuff up. All my stuff is trackable. You can go into my Discord and check it out, right? So by the way, link in the description down below. Anyway, that's kind of my spiel on the emotional side of trading here because I go through it too, guys. I know it might look like, oh, every time Frankie shows a trade, it's in the green. Actually, you guys just saw there in the Discord, I do share losers as well. Where'd it go? Right there. There's a 6% loser. I was very, very upset about that, as you can tell. But you can't win them all, right? You can't win them all, and that's the reality of trading. If anyone's telling you any different, they're lying to you, and they do not have your best interest at heart. I do, right? I know there's a lot of other people out there that do, but I'm just saying, if someone's telling you you're going to win, they're going to win every trade for you, please let that be a warning shot. So there you go, guys. That is what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. Beautiful flip of that value area. This is the key level to get above for more upside if we start seeing some bearish signs here, which again, that 4-hour bear div that we talked about yesterday is looking to potentially print here. If it gives us a pullback over the weekend, as long as we remain above this value area low, we could still be good to continue up. If we break that value area low, some two key levels that I would be looking at down here, $60,000 even, and I would even involve $61,000 there as well if we pull up our VRVP. Bada boom, bada bing. Right down here, yeah, 61K is also another pretty strong level. So between about 61.5 all the way down to about 58.8. These are kind of the next levels to the downside that I would be looking at for some potential support. In which case, I mean, I'll be honest, it kind of looks a little wonky at this point. But if we did come down here, you could argue that you may complete like a head and shoulders, but now it looks kind of wonky after that strong move to the upside. So for right now, I will be focusing more on this upper value area between the value area low and the value area high. And again, this is that absolute decision-making moment. Can we get above that 786? If we can, we may be able to see more upside up to that $71,000 or $72,000 level. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. There you go, Tony D dropping that Discord in the chat. We also have the free Discord as well, guys. If you're not ready to lay out money and take your trading to the next level, you can check out that. Shout out to No Assumption, said, Frankie, did you win back all the money that you lost when you began? Shout out to No Assumptions with the fire questions, bro. I love these questions. Yes, I would say yes. The hard thing is, right, when I first started trading, I had a lot less capital, right? So when I say I blew up accounts, these were relatively small accounts in the grand scheme of things, right? Like my accounts now, if I thought that I would be trading with the accounts that I'm trading with now, 5 years ago, I would have told you you are crazy, right? I'm talking when I started, I was where a lot of other people were starting, right? I was putting $100 into Bybit, right? I was putting $300 into Bybit, right? And I was just, and I was willing to just kind of cut my teeth. Is that a saying? Cut my teeth, like get your bearings? I don't know. I was willing to kind of like donate a little money to the market to kind of learn. But yeah, I had a very, very, very small accounts, right? Now I'm trading with mostly 5-figure accounts. So yeah, I definitely made my money back, but if I was trading with the same amount of capital I am now when I was back in the day, I would probably be nowhere near even break even. So it kind of helped me out, right? I lost so much, but it was so little money that I was able to gain that back out through like compounding and also like loading up the accounts, right? Like as I started making money, your account grows due to the compounding effect, right? because the more your account grows, right, the higher amount of money you can put on your trades, and then the more money you're making from the trades, and then it just compounds over time, as well as making like additional deposits, right? I made a bunch of money last bull run. You could drop some of that in there, start trading with that a little bit more. So it's kind of hard to like track where everything had come from, but for sure I've made up all my losses and plenty. But I will say if I was trading with the same amount of capital, it'd probably be pretty close. It should be blowing up $50,000 accounts left and right. But yeah, shout out to Surfer Boy said, love your story, Frankie. It's an inspiration, bro. Shout out to you, man. That's what that's what I love about this, right? I could share my experiences with you, and I'm not like gonna come up here and pretend that like I came out of the womb like a pro trader. I got wrecked like crazy, guys. And to be honest with you, if you want to be a day trader, it is an absolutely necessary thing. You have to pay your market tuition or you're not going to become profitable. Otherwise, you're just going to be strategy hopping and Discord hopping, just trying to find that person that's going to nail every single trade every single time, tell you exactly when to sell. It doesn't exist, guys. And if it does, somebody please let me know because I will just retire, set up a bot, and then go on vacation for the rest of my life. Although life doing this does kind of feel like vacation, I'm not going to lie. But let's see. Frankie's first word was POC. Shout out to You Grow, I Grow. Yeah. Oh my God, it's a boy. He's so cute. Pack. They're like, is he saying peck? What is he saying? And I'm like, value area. They're like, oh, he said goo goo gaga. I'm like, no, ma. I was talking about the liquidity resting right above those equal highs. Come on. But with all that being said, Tyler Durden said someone cut their teeth doing a particular thing at a particular time or in a particular place. You mean that is how, when, or where they began their career and learned some of their skills. So, Tyler, are you telling me that I nailed that saying? That never happens. I misuse those catchphrases all the time. I'm not a catchphrase guy. But yeah, I was willing to kind of cut my teeth, or I guess that's where I did cut my teeth. And yeah, it wasn't fun. I can't tell you guys how many times I'd wake up in the middle of the night like, no! And I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm not going to lie. It wasn't that long ago where blowing up a $200 account was like kind of annoying for me. It's so just know if you're out there, you're starting with a small amount of money. And now this trade that I'm in right here, guys, this long from just under 40K, right? This trade was opened with $675, right? Where can I find the and again, like no BS, right? Position. It's in BTC. That's someone. Oh, here, margin. $675. This is $675 flipped into 9K, right? This was bigger. This position size is more than my accounts back in the day. But if you think you don't have enough money to start trading, and now if you put $675, you just started trading, and you put $675 into an account, chances are extremely high you're going to lose all that money. But that's okay. That is part of the learning process. If you're not willing to give up a little bit of money and accept that you're probably going to lose in the beginning, you're never going to be able to go through the lessons that are necessary to learn what will actually make you profitable. If you don't feel that emotion and mess up 5 times, you're not going to be able to correct it. Because again, you're going to be chasing these things that online are shown as what make you profitable, killer strategies. There's plenty of strategies out there, guys. My strategy works. Pattern trading can work. Breakout trading can work. But breakout trading and pattern trading wrecked me, right? So eventually, it's a journey. Trading is a journey. But once you get there, right, like I said, this is bigger. This 675 is actually a small position for me now. I trade with more than $675 in margin most of the time. This is a smaller position, but 675 into $9,000, right? And like, think about this, right? I didn't even think, like, if I grew a $100 account to 675 back in the day, that'd be like the biggest thing ever. Now we're turning 675 into $9,000, but I would have never been able to do this if I didn't pay my market tuition in the beginning, if that makes sense. So again, I'm not telling you if you're a new trader, you're going to be able to put 675 in and make $9,000. But if you put $100 in and blow the account learning, and you actually journal your trades, write down how you felt, right? This is important. I don't do this as much as I should now. But what did I mess up? Why did I take the trade? What was the setup? What was I feeling? Was I confident? And why did I close it? Why did I close it at a loss? Why did I take profit? You have to analyze this stuff to become a profitable trader. If you want to turn $675 into 9K by just simply clicking a button, then there's a price to pay for that, right? It's not easy, right? Anything worthwhile is not going to be easy. And it does seem impossible at times. And I even have losing streaks sometimes, right? But when my brain tells me you're bad at trading, right? If I do go through like a losing week or I have an unprofitable week, it's like you're a loser. You have no, your brain comes in there, right? But you just can't let that get into your head. And that is the difficult part of trading. So don't let anyone tell you need a $50,000 account, a $10,000 account to trade. You could start with small money, but you have to take those small profits. And growing a small account takes a long time. So there you go. With all that being said, is CME closed, Frankie? I'm not sure. Are you talking about the CME gap? We do have a CME gap down between about, at about 58, 59K. If I pull up the indicator here, I'll just pull up the CME exchange. Bada boom, BTC, futures, CME, right? Bada boom. There's that CME gap, right? Like maybe you get the weekend dump to go fill that CME gap. Could be a potential possibility. Now, I'm not necessarily calling for that, but there's your gap. Sometimes these do wind up getting filled. A lot of people think it's like 100% certainty. Not in my experience. Definitely not 100%, but it is somewhat likely a lot of the time, right? So, yeah, do have the CME gap down there. The nice thing is actually, at this point, if you did go for that CME gap, this entire trend to the upside, if it retraced down here, could still be a bounce at that golden pocket. Right, this is kind of one of those ideas we were talking about a while ago where it could complete that head and shoulders, but it just does look a little wonked out here now with that big pump to the upside. So yeah, still have that but that full golden pocket retracement down there, right there at that CME gap fill. So we got again, this is not me calling for the CME gap fill, but if you start getting, oh my God, price is crashing over the weekend. Oh my God, what's going on? Right? You could just look, be like, oh, maybe they're going to fill the CME gap. You know that golden pocket's down there, and that's good to know. All right, let's go ahead and see this time. It won't fill this time. Yeah, definitely possible. Like I said, shout out to Ram Power. Yeah, it's a lot of people say, like, a lot of people think that, I'll never forget, like, even in the beginning of the bear market, like, a lot of people were calling for, like, oh, that CME gap has to fill. We have to go fill that gap or whatever. And gaps get left behind for sure. Just know that. They do get left behind. Not all CME gaps are tapped. I actually think the percentages are actually slightly higher if you Google, like, how many CME, what percentage of CME gaps get filled. It's actually not a accurate percentage. It's actually, I think it is actually less than what it says online. But anyway, let's see. Yeah, shout out to Time Traveler. Said best case scenario is to fill the CME gap to the downside over the weekend and then make a new CME gap on the upside. Yeah, potentially. Yeah, Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Yes. So there you go. And the reason you get these gaps, guys, is because they close, right? This is not, although crypto trades 24/7, this market closes on the weekend. So that's where you get those gaps from, right? So if Bitcoin pumps over the weekend and that exchange is closed, that's where that gap comes from. I know a lot of people are probably wondering that. So there you go. Oh, shout out to Deep Petty Crypto. What is going on, brother? Welcome in. Good to see you. And he says he will be handling alts tonight. I'm actually going to be doing 3 alts. I have, I guess, kind of family. I have Mrs. Candle's brother actually coming in today, or he is here today. So I am going to wrap it up a little bit, but we will take a look at some altcoins. So go ahead and spam them in the chat right now. Shout out to Jules. We'll check out Alf right now. But first, let's go ahead and check out Ethereum really quickly, guys. And where is Ethereum? Sitting right at that point of control, which was that next key level to the upside. As we flip that value area low to support, look for that POC to come in. And now the question is, are we going to flip this POC and get a bigger move up to that 786, honestly, value area high confluence? Are we going to get that next level to come in? So in my opinion, if we are going to see a continuation up here on Ethereum, we could potentially flip that POC, get a move up to the 786 value area high. And again, this is looking very similar to Bitcoin with the bearish divergence on the 4-hour as well as the daily red dot looking to print pretty soon here. So if you... yeah, we'll have to see, right? But that POC would be the key level. Get above that golden pocket POC. Next target to the upside between 36.52 and 37.18. Once you get a drop to the downside, value area low becomes your key level of support. This fib did not move too much. But yeah, golden pocket 786 sitting right there. Bada boom, bada bing. So yeah, as long as you're able to hold that zone here, and I'm actually going to pull this to the full retracement. As long as you hold the value area low, I wouldn't mind, like, if you came back down here. I mean, I'll be honest, talk about this on the. This is like I don't know if I call this a head and shoulders, but the weirdest head and shoulders I've ever seen. But if we did wind up coming back down, these are your key zones of support between about 32.37 all the way down to or I would call the value area low. Let me move this a little bit. Value area low down to that golden pocket would kind of be the first support zone between $32.21 and about $3,100. And then 786 kind of your last line of defense. I will say this. Yeah, on the Bitstamp chart, we tapped this level. But if you pull up ETH on the Bybit chart, one thing I don't love here. What am I doing here? Oh, EHT. That's why. If you pull up the Bybit chart here for Ethereum, you could see we actually front ran these lows, which, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of it does seem kind of crazy to think like maybe you get the sweep of the lows. I don't know. I wouldn't be calling for that, but this is a little bit suspicious to me. The fact that we front ran that low, I do not like that. But yeah, in the context of the so like again on Bitstamp we did tap that level, which is somewhat nice. But yeah, like we just tapped it. But yeah, those are kind of your key levels. Like once you lose that 786, like you're looking to swing fail this low here, and if you don't do that, probably a bigger drop to the downside. And at that point, Bitcoin's breaking down as well. So that's kind of like a doomsday scenario. But as of right now, popping above that POC, next target to the upside, 786 value area high, key level support. I would be looking at the value area low for the main part at 32.16. All right, let's see. Bada boom. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Wix. Shout out to Wix wife's husband, 589, says, I see disciples of XRP are coming back for the requests. My teachings have spread far and wide. Shout out to Wick. Shout out to Wick 589. Let's see. Shout out to Squatch Knows Crypto. Said, appreciate all you do, Frankie. Hit that like button, Mafia. Guys, don't forget to smash that like button. If we could somehow get 550 likes on tonight's live stream, we'll be giving away some of these fresh Frankie Candles haircuts. We'll be flying you down for a fresh cut. I'm just kidding, guys. But we will be giving away the Frankie Candles hats. We'll give away 3 of them if we can get 550 likes. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's go. Okay, so that's Ethereum. Let's see. D Petty Crypto is probably counting up the votes and letting us know what we're looking for. I will take a look at ALF because that is highly requested right now. Take a look at the MEXC chart. Oh, baby, this thing is ripping. Let's see. Take a look at the weekly. No information. 3-day money flow looks like it's kind of coming up, but this is very little information there. 2-day money flow view. 16-hour. Let me pull up Total 3 real quick because we talked yesterday about how Total 3 did wind up actually. I think it's on Total 3. Is this it? Yeah. So this is a level that we were looking at on Total 3, right, which is this 786 coming in right here saying, hey, if we get another drop to the downside, this is that level to hold. If we can hold that level and get an impulse to the upside on Total 3, it could be very bullish for altcoins. And now not only this, we looked at this fib level a while ago, actually, a couple weeks ago, maybe last week. But actually, when was this? Yeah, this was like on the 4th of July, right? Like as we were getting that dump, actually right before we got the dump, I was saying, hey, if we wash out here, look for that 786, because if you get that bounce and we can break that high, could be bullish for altcoins. And then also yesterday, we actually took a look at the Russell, which we actually talked about. I saw Blockchain Backer. Shout out to Blockchain Backer if you're out there. I would love to have you on the show, bro. I actually saw him talking about the Russell, which is essentially it's basically you could kind of think of it like Total 3, but for stocks, right? So the Russell 2000 tracks about like 2,000 low cap stocks. So it negates all the high cap stuff. It's kind of like the altcoin market for stocks. And we actually saw that getting a nice move to the upside, which has oftentimes correlated with big moves up in the altcoin market. But we took a look at that yesterday. Let's see, bada boom, right? So we did see a nice move up there, nice daily chart here. Breaking above these highs with a strong impulse. And we looked at this yesterday, which could potentially show strength in the altcoin market as, again, these do typically track together. And then on top of that, just looking at some of these altcoins, we had XRP getting the big move up here off that day on the daily here. And then even with the 12 and 16-hour money flow on a lot of these altcoins was starting to come up. XRP kind of developed there. Here's Neutron money flow coming up here on the 12-hour and the 16-hour as well. Right here, scale. This is something that I am holding. Green dot and money flow looking to come up. So a lot of the altcoins are looking like they could push up a bit here. And we've been looking at that, all week. But let's go ahead and continue on here with ALF. Bada boom. Let's come on over to crypto. Bada boom. Take a look at that MEXC chart. Okay. All right. Here we are. So taking a look at ALF. I mean, this thing is definitely ripping. Yeah, VWAP got a nice bounce on the daily like that. Like, we need something like this on the 2 and 3 day for Bitcoin. Like, we need something like this, and we need that money flow to cross over into the green. But let's see here. Let's pull some levels. Let me pull a volume profile here in the macro. Bada boom. Bada bing. There's your volume profile. Boom. Boom. This is your macro profile from February. So that is your major area of balance to the upside. This is kind of what I would look at as that macro value area. Right? So you have imbalance, right? Imbalance occurs when you have trends or impulses to the downside, right? And then you have balance, where price is ranging, right? Where buyers and sellers find equilibrium, right? Above the high is an expensive asset. They sell it back into the fair value, deviates below the low. They buy it back into the fair value, deviates below the low again, buy it back into the value, right? Deviate above the high. This is overvalued. Sell it back into the value area, right? And then you lose it, back test, and then your impulse or your imbalance continues to the downside. So I don't know. I doubt, who knows? I doubt this thing's just going to Lambo candle right up into here. But if it did, this would be a big area to focus on, just like XRP. We looked at this on XRP a while ago. Let me actually bring back Alpha over there, pull up this XRP chart, right? This is how we were looking for XRP to come right up to this value area high, flip the value area low, go to the POC, flip the POC, go to the value area high. And where are you getting this little pullback from? Right from that value area high. And anytime you say, guys, you could look for shorts above that value area high. Some people are like, why would you look for a short here? We're ripping. And it's like, I am a day trader, right, for the most part. I am a short-term trader. I also long-term invest. I swing trade. I kind of do everything, to be honest with you. But when I say look for shorts up here, it is within the context of a scalp position, right? Obviously, this is a strong uptrend. We have bullish signs. But look where that pullback happened, right at that value area high. Look what we flipped to support before going to the value area high. It's the POC. Look what we broke before we went to the POC. This is oftentimes how you see these volume profiles work. It's it's a very profitable trading strategy, right? This is a big part of my strategy. It is basically just market auction theory, right? You get a break to the downside, undervalued. You look to get back into the range, go back to the POC in the value area high, deviate above, look to go back to the value. Well, you kind of deviate here as well, but you get stuck in the range. You go to the POC, and then didn't make it back to the value area low, but that POC is always a take profit one, and then you deviate above the high again, overvalued asset, get accepted back in, go to the POC, back to the low, deviation, back to the POC, so on and so forth, right? Very, very profitable strategy. The value areas are infinitely overpowered in my opinion. So yeah. But let's go ahead and continue on. Oh no, Mrs. Candles must have turned off the fan. Mrs. Candles did turn off the fan. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. We love Mrs. Candles on this channel. But let me go ahead and I'll try to fix that camera for you guys. Shout out to Crypto Max. Yeah, Mrs. Candles comes in here and she picks up all the money that we throw. Oftentimes on the stream, she picks it up and she cleans the room and she always turns off the fan. Mrs. Candles can't stand the sound of fans. All right, so let's actually jump in. We took a look at, actually, no, hang on. Let's go back to Alf real quick. And then I will go back into XRP, and then we'll take some requests. Or we'll see what D Petty Crypto picked. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look here. So you could argue that maybe you have a little bit of balance right here. So I would probably take these levels as well. Bada boom. Bada bing. Bada boom. Yeah, okay, so there you go, right? Like nothing rejects for no reason. Right here, right? Like we are hitting the previous value area low, and now look at the context you have now. You are hitting key resistance. Do you have any confluence on this level? Golden pocket 786 above, right? So my top target right now in the medium term, yeah, maybe you tested that 786. Yeah, okay, so, whoops, you came up. This is resistance until proven otherwise, right? This is resistance until you flip it to support. Once you flip it to support, you could potentially anticipate the POC and the value area high, right? Just like we looked at on XRP, just like we looked at on Bitcoin, just like we looked at Ethereum, just like we look at every single day. So, yeah, potential pullback here. Fresh 12-hour green dot. Just check that 45-minute money flow. Ooh, baby, look at that. Just Lambo candles. Yeah, hitting resistance right now, but look at this money flow. This money flow on the 12-hour crosses into the green at the 45-minute money flow crossover into the green with this 12-hour green dot printing, which is going to confirm within an hour. If you get that, maybe the start of a bigger move up. Now, obviously, you're going to have to get some kind of pullback here at some point, right? But if you get back above here, flip this to support, and then that money flow comes up on the 45-minute, this would kind of be the trajectory I would be looking at. But definitely be careful around this resistance level because oftentimes, like we see with things like Link, right? Just because this is a very clear example of this happening. This is not the link chart that I was looking for. This is the link chart that I was looking for. You get up to these previous value area lows, right? And it acts as resistance, right? This is a macro value area low. What happens when you come up to it at first, right? You impulse, bounce your head, bounce your head, bounce your head, but eventually you break above. Then you lose it, you break above, then you lose it. Same thing with Link. Could potentially look for moves up to that value area high at about 1589. But again, this is resistance until proven otherwise. So taking a look at ALF, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you get kind of rejections here. Maybe you get a little bit of a range. I'm not going to be able to call the price action perfectly, but that's your key level. Break above this, look to go to the PLC in the high. And if you correct and you get some consolidation, you could potentially use that range as context on where you should be looking for your next long trade. Deviate below that value area low, you could potentially look for long trades to potentially break out and get back into that range, if that makes sense. So there you go. These are your key levels. Feel free to screenshot them if you want. All right, let's see. Shout out to Hannah King. What is going on? CandleMafia Princess, welcome in. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, so we have shout out to D Petty. Thank you for those altcoins. I appreciate you, brother. Let's take a look here. We're gonna have to get into the giveaways pretty soon. Link is actually on the. We'll go back to Link right now. Link is on the list, right? So kind of already did this TA, but pretty nice here, right? Not nice, but like kind of clear TA. Previous area balance. Like, look, you get above, boom, value area low, right to the POC. Boom, you lose it again, and now we are potentially looking to flip that value area low once again to the POC and potentially the value area high. Very simple. Yeah, these would be the levels I'm looking at on a Link. And then, long term or a higher time frame here. Yeah, if you hold above that value area low, you could look for a move up. And then, yeah, let me actually get some support here, too, in case you wind up getting more of a drop to the downside. Right, what does your daily look like? Yeah, daily red dot looking to print, so not impossible to cool off here. But you have this nice little value area down below to give you context. Boom, right? So stay above this value area low, could look to continue back into the range. If you break down below this range, come down below that value area low, could potentially use this as context. And for me personally, with the full fib pulled from the low to the high here, could look for potential longs on that golden pocket to continue up, in my own personal opinion. So those are the levels I'd look at for Link. Yeah, and then other than that, like looking very similar as everything else, right? All the alts look very similar. Money flow coming up. VWAP looking to print the green dot on the 12-hour, and the 16-hour green dot is printing. 1 hour money flow kind of actually looking ugly. 45-minute money flow looking for a crossover into the green. Yeah, kind of choppy there, to be honest. But those are the key levels I'd be looking at. Shout out to Blockchain Domain. Thank you for that super chat. Said, Hopper has a 20 million market cap. It's on Coinbase. Might be worth having a look at. Hey, shout out to Blockchain Domain. I will try to take a look at that, maybe on the fake out. Just a reminder, super chats. I know Blockchain Domain knows this. But super chats do not guarantee that we look at the coin. So I just don't want anyone getting upset if we don't look at their coin. Super chats do not guarantee. But Blockchain Domain, I will try to take a look at that. Hopper, H-O-P-R. Maybe we'll take a look at it on Token Metrics as well. All right, let's say, shout out to DJ Johnny. Said, shout out to Bada Boom Bada Bing. Shout out to you, bro. But let's go ahead and continue on. Let's see if that camera wound up getting fixed here. Are we going to pop up? No? Bueller? Man, that camera was hot. But let's go ahead and continue on here. Okay, so that was Link. Let's take a look at ABT. Whoops. Or Abbott. Okay. Is everything all right? ABT. Okay. Okay. Okay, that was weird. Okay. What is going on? ABT. There we go. Keyboard is just freaking out here. All right, let's see. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom out here, see what we're dealing with. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, I'm going to get rid of some of this old stuff. We never revisited that old balance. Still a valid range, but bearish retest on the naked point of control. I do not know what that line is. Okay, so I'll be honest, I wouldn't really be interested in longs on this, just because it would be more like a kind of like a knife catch type thing, not like a super knife catch, but I would like to see some kind of structure break here. Money flow on the 3-hour, crossing over into the green. 4-hour, not looking as good. Let's check the 8-hour, 12-hour, 10-hour. Yeah, money flow is not really as good on the 12 and 16-hour here on Arc Block, but VWAP coming up on the 16-hour. You just want this money flow to come back up. Like I said, I wouldn't be as interested in these coming up as the other coins that we just looked at. But yeah, like perfect rejection of that daily naked point of control. But for the most part, I mean, your key level to the downside is $1.50. And then, yeah, I mean, that's your key level of support. You lose these lows, you're probably coming back down into this support level down here at about $1.14. But yeah, not looking as pretty as a lot of this other stuff. I keep forgetting I'm not on camera. I don't like this. Gonna have to get that camera to cool off a little more. Let's see. Yo, Jay Bella says, rejection is when Shaquille O'Neal wants to go in Tesla Model 3. Yo, what? Shout out to Jay Bella. Yeah, I'm sure Shaq does get rejected out of, like, any normal car he sits in. It's like a kind of a bummer. Like, does he even have, like, any exotic cars? Most of them are pretty small. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Elite Ways EZ. Actually, we may be recruiting Mrs. Candles to redesign all of our merch and get that all back on the website. It says, I want jogging pants for my hat and sweaters, Frankie. Shout out to Elite Ways EZ. Mrs. Candles, hopefully she's going to make some saucy CandleMafia merch. I think she will really, I think she'll do good. Yo, shout out to Wix Fine89 said, in case you guys forgot what Frankie's face looks like. You guys are crazy, man. All right. So, yeah, I would kind of be sitting out on this, to be honest. Not that it's going to, like, dump or anything, but it just doesn't look pretty. There's no real clear range to identify. So the key level here would be $1.50. Lose that, probably coming down to these levels. Key levels of resistance above, I would probably still be looking at the, this, yeah, these two naked points of control now flipped into resistance. Got to get back above those if you want to see bigger move up. All right, let's see. Yo, shout out to Mike E. Says, drop the effing alpha. Shout out to Mike. Bada boom, bada bing. Yo, Nigel says, Frankie's doing great on the TA tonight, live from the dark room. Shout out to you, bro. Yo, Chooch. Guys are hilarious, bro. All right, let's see. Yeah, shout out to Erica. Erica, we actually, before some stuff happened, we actually had some really fire female CandleMafia merch. We had crop top hoodies. We had all the saucy stuff, but that all kind of got washed out. I won't get into it, but yeah, we are planning on rebuilding all that. But let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. We got to get into these giveaways as we are running out of time. Shout out to Tony D. If you could drop that link one more time, I'll give you guys a few more minutes to go ahead and drop a like and a comment on that video to enter into the giveaways. Let's do giveaway. Okay, keyboard's not working. Interesting. Okay, now it is. Giveaway picker. Okay. Shout out to this keyboard. Let's see. Bada boom. Then I'm going to have to go ahead and grab that link as well. Shout out to Tony D. Shout out to Tony. Lights out. Shout out to Tony D. All right, let's see here. Let's see if we can turn this back on. Man, I think Mrs. Candles might have killed the camera. Black Swan incoming. Shout out to Mikey. Let's see. Frankie's the GOAT. Shout out to Robbie. Shout out to all the GOATs. Let's go. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being here. Frankie's using the Force. You guys are crazy. Shout out to Tony D. I think we might have caught Tony D lacking. This might be a first. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. All right, I just hit up Tony D. Shout out to any of the mods if you guys can grab that link. Maybe I'll grab the link. See, oh, there he is. There he is. Shout out to Tony D. Yo, shout out to Tony D. All right, let's see here. Bada boom. Okay, so it is pinned to the top of the chat. I'll give you guys like 30 seconds to go like and leave a comment on that to enter into the giveaways. And then we'll start picking these dang winners. Cody at it again. Shout out to B-Rad Crypto. Let's go. Bada boom. Did y'all know Ellen Garcia was in Star Wars? She was the Force. Elena. Is Elena Garcia's the scammer that always goes in the comments? Sounds familiar. I want a shirt that says "Goats in the Dark." Hey, it's just like 2 goat eyeballs. Yeah, it's crazy. I can't believe I can't get this camera back on. That's interesting. All right, let's see. Elite Ways Easy said, quick B-Day stream tomorrow for me. Shout out to Elite Ways Easy. I can't promise that only because I'm going to be having company this weekend. So I can't promise that. But if this was a normal weekend, I would maybe honor that. Shout out to Elite Ways. You're an OG of the Mafia. Let's see. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let me grab that link as well. Go ahead and copy it. Bada boom. Bada bing. All right. And we'll paste it. All right, there we go. Not include replies. And here we go. All right, let's pull chat back up. Frankie likes the dark mode. Shout out to Jay Bella. Yeah, I feel hidden. I feel like a secret. I feel like I could be doing anything. Actually took my shirt off. No one can see me. It was getting hot in here. Here we go is number 1. Shout out to Tyler Durden. All right, winner number 1. We got 10 Cardano giveaways. I would assume, based off the viewers, that we did not get 550. Okay, so here we go. Winner number 1 for a bag of Cardano. Hitting the inhaler. Crypto Maxi going low key to hit that inhaler. All right, here we go. Winner number 1 for a bag of Cardano. Who's it going to be? XRP Wins. Shout out to XRP Wins. Said, can we get some ratchet? Yo, can we get some ratchet one time? Hey, yo, Jay. Can we get some ratchet one time?
Hey, yo, Jay. Can we get some ratchet one time?
Hey, shout out to XRP Wins. Well, you got your ratchet one time, and you're also going to get a bag of Cardano. So congratulations. Hit that free Discord. Collect your free crypto. Next winner. Thank you for watching the content. Smash that like button. Here we go. Scammer. Let's see. Fantastic video, brother. Shout out to Precision. Shout out to Precision. Shout out to P. Shout out to you. Thank you for watching the content. We're going to give you some free crypto for smashing that like button and leaving a comment. We appreciate you. Next winner, who's it going to be? John Paul. Shout out to you. He said, this is so good, Frankie. Shout out to John Paul. Well, I hope you are getting value out of the market cipher B out of the Market Cipher B tutorial. Shout out to you guys. If you have not seen that video, definitely go check it out if you want to learn how to use Market Cipher B. And oh, there's Precious Sun. Let's go. Congratulations. Welcome in. Or I assume you were probably lurking. Welcome. And congratulations on your win, as well as John Paul. But yeah, I actually got some text messages on this video of being like, yo, dude, thank you so much for that Market Cipher B video. It changed the game for me. So I love that. Yo, shout out to 3 Diglets. Thank you so much for that $100 super chat. You did not have to do that, bro. I appreciate you so much. He says, I want to ride the monster. Shout out to 3 Diglets. Let's go. I assume you're talking about that Monster Bitcoin. Shout out to 3 Diglets. I appreciate you so much, bro. You did not have to do that super chat. $100. Let's go. Shout out to you, man. Let's see. All right, winner number 4. Who do we got? Who's it going to be? Emery Lopes says, hello again. Emery Lopes, are you cheating at these giveaways? Shout out to Emery Lopes. Well, we can't prove it, so we're going to have to honor the giveaway. Shout out to Emery Lopes. It just sounds like hello again. That seems like hello, we meet again. I've scammed you. I'm just kidding. Shout out to Emery Lopes. I think you're just saying hello again on another video. Shout out to you. Go ahead and hit that free Discord and get your free. Emery's in here. Let's go again. Emery, did you win last time? Is that why? Hello again. Shout out to Emery. I think people might be figuring out how to rig these giveaways. But shout out to you, man. You are winner number 4. Tyler Durden, we are on point here. I am right on track with you. Winner number 5, who's it going to be? Walker Timothy. Let's go, bro. He said it's very hard to see. Oh, God. Scammer. Next. Blockchain Domain in the chat. Let's go. Said rugged. Hey, Blockchain Domain, you just got counter-rugged, and now you're getting some free crypto. Said, love the Mafia. If I can't win, I get access to the premium Discord instead. Well, shout out to Blockchain Domain. Shout out to you. Shout out to Blockchain Domain. I don't want to, start riots in the chat here. But you know what, Blockchain? I'm feeling a little wacky on a Friday. I'll tell you what. If you want to, and this is just for Blockchain, this is a random pick, right? Or not random. He just randomly wound up asking for it. Caught me in a wacky mood. I will give you 1 free month in the premium Discord. Just because you're an OG of the Mafia, you've been here for an extremely long time. You always show support. You always smash that like button. You always like and comment on the videos. I'll go ahead and I'll drop you a free month in the Discord. So shout out to Blockchain Domain. I don't want to start any riots, right? It's just 8 giveaways, but we're just swap you out for a free month in the Discord only because you're an OG, only because you're here every single day, and I see you working hard. And to be honest, we talk about wanting to kind of add a little back. I don't think we're going to, but the fact that I see you in here every day, trying as hard as you can, asking questions, I can see you're actually putting in the work. So I would love to give you the opportunity to take your trading to the next level for at least a month and get an idea of what the premium Discord's all about, because I think it could help you. And maybe this one thing, very small thing that I can do for you, can get you to profitability faster. So shout out to Blockchain Domain. Let's go. So there you go. Winner number 5. You never know what kind of surprises here. I'm just saying this is a one-off thing, guys. I do this sometimes. I actually haven't done it in a while, but there were times where I just pulled up the merch store when we still had all of our merch, which, by the way, will be back in the store soon. And I just put people on shopping sprees. I was like, what do you want? You want a hat? You want a shirt? And we just kind of went on shopping sprees randomly. But I just wanted to, shout out to Blockchain Domain, OG of the Mafia. And you were winner number 5, I believe. There we go. Pennywise in the chat. Yo, shout out to Pennywise. Says that randomizer really does not like clowns. Shout out to Pennywise, the Mafia's favorite. Some people call him an evil clown, but I don't think so. I think he's kind of nice. Shout out to Pennywise. Thank you for being here, bro. Dave Digital said, I want Creighton's Crayon's lifetime membership. Imagine I would never rug Creighton like that, but that would be hilarious. Shout out to Dave Digital. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. Sorry, Creighton. Your lifetime pass is over, bro. Let's see. Shout out to Blockchain Domain. Said, I'm so happy. And like I said, Blockchain, I see you in here all the time. And I just figured, if anyone's going to get it, I feel like people like you, you've been here forever. So you never know. Sometimes we freak out. We haven't hit a light goal, I don't think, in a year. So when we start hitting light goals and stuff, we can start dropping some random gems like this. But let's go ahead and continue on. I believe you're winner number 1. I'm going to rapid fire these last ones. Let's see, who do we got? Anthony. This indicator is so good. Shout out to Anthony. This little TZ9XB almost made me think you were a scammer, but I'm glad I read the comment first because now you're getting a free bag of ADA. Hit that free Discord, Anthony. Thank you for watching the content. Yes, Market Cypher B is very good. Absolutely. So shout out to you, man. Go ahead and hit that Discord and get your free Cardano. Let's go. Winner number 7 actually says, thanks, Frankie. Great. Shout out to Jedi Skirk. Let's go. Get in that free Discord. I think you know what to do. Go ahead and hit that free Discord and get your free crypto. Shout out to Jedi Skirk. You've been here forever as well. Congrats. You deserve it. And you're winner number 7. Shout out to Tyler Durden. This might be the first time I ever stay on track here with the numbers. Let's see. Shout out to Baron Cohen. Shout out to you, bro. He says, finally, this is what I need. Bing bong. Shout out to you, man. Hopefully that tutorial helped you understand how we use Market Cypher not only to find fire trade entries, but also identify clear direction in the market so we know when we should be looking for shorts and when we should be looking for long. So shout out to you, bro. Let's see. Hats for Dig. Shout out to Dig. Are you talking about 3 Diglets? I think that's what you're saying. Sometimes I get lost in chat, guys. I'm not going to lie. Shout out to Baron Cohen. Congrats and win. Jump into that free Discord to get your free crypto. Winner number 9 is going to be Crypto Craze. Says, edutain us. Shout out to Crypto Craze. Are you not edutained? Shout out to, that's for the OGs, OGs, which I think we probably only have in here at this point. Crypto attention is brutal right now. But yeah, shout out to Crypto Craze. There's your edutainment. And not only that, we've also paid you. So there you go. And thank you for being an OG. I appreciate you, brother. And you are winner number 9. Just skirted in there. Winner number 10, the Oest of G's. Shout out to Tyler Durden. That's right. Shout out to Baron Cohen. Kid said, I can't believe I won. Well, believe it, baby. This is real. I keep looking at the camera like you guys can see me. I don't like this. I feel so non-connected. See if I can get this going. Come on. Dang, not going to work. But anyway, come on, baby. Lucky number 10, Robbie G. We're rooting for you, bro. Shout out to Crypto Craze. Hit that Discord. Winner number 10, Legends F4468. Those numbers always make me think they're scammers. That says, great video, like always. Well, shout out to Legends. Hit that free Discord, bro. We're going to send you some free crypto. You're our last winner. So shout out to you, bro. 11? Erica says 11. Winner number 11. Ashley Carter says, bing bong. Shout out to Ashley Carter. I tried for you. But then Ashley had to come in and steal the win. So we got 11 winners tonight. Shout out to Ashley. You weren't even supposed to win this. But wait, who said that? Shout out to Erica. Asked for one more draw. So go ahead and thank Erica for your free crypto. And hit that free Discord and go claim. Shout out to Tyler Jordan. Please don't fire me. I'm sorry. I'm just a man of the people. Please don't fire me, bro. But guys, with all that being said, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. My camera's just completely wonked now. But hopefully you guys have a good weekend. We'll see if Bitcoin is either going to get a correction or get that pump to the upside. If you guys missed the BTCTA, go ahead and scrub to the beginning of the stream to get my full thoughts on what I'm looking for next on Bitcoin. And shout out to everybody who won. Smash that like button on your way out. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight on this beautiful Friday. There's so many other things you guys could be doing, but you chose to hang out with your boy Frankie Candles and the rest of the Candle Mafia to try to predict these markets to catch those long positions and short positions from the tippy bottom, even though sometimes I get stopped out at break even. Hopefully you guys can still take advantage of some of this stuff. So with all that being said, guys, have a good weekend. Go touch some grass. Hopefully Bitcoin doesn't dump. And I will see you guys on Monday, same place, same time, right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel. I'll see you guys next time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, I can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close, I been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I up, whose man's high? Through it all, I stay the same. I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up from my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right. I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life. I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose, and I'm coming right inside. I'm in mine, yeah.
Well, shout out to Blockchain Domain. I tried as hard as I could to find the hopper that you were looking for, and I can't seem to find it. But then I realized, shout out to Blockchain Domain. We just gave you a free month in the Discord, so hopefully that makes up for it. But yeah, with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got. You guys can't see me because Mrs. Candles turned off the fan. Mrs. Candles is now in the room, guys. Hands in the chat if you guys are mad at Mrs. Candles for taking me off camera. Yo, somebody shout out to Blockchain Domain. Yeah, Mrs. Candles broke the camera, guys. I'm sorry. Go have a great weekend. I'm probably going to be off the charts for a lot of this weekend. I'm going to try to keep an eye if something crazy happens. But like I said, I do have company this weekend, so I'm probably going to be MIA. But I'll see you guys on Monday. Same place, same time. You guys know the rest. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on a roll, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on a roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up.